Hey, what's up, rock stars? It's Rox coming to you today with the review for Insecure Season 5, Episode 8. So I'm doing this video actually before Power. I usually put Power first before Insecure, but you guys, I am just ready for Insecure to be done. Like, I don't really know what is happening with one of our favorite shows. I mean, it's just so blah. It is so blah. So blah. Not bad, but not good. It's just sort of like a piece of toast with no butter on it. Okay. It is nothing exciting. It's just like we are trying to stick it out because we are trying to get to the end of the season and the end of the show. And we're trying to be as supportive as we can be. And we love Issa Rae. And I get it. I know she was over it and she's just wanting to do this for the fans, but child, I was just like looking at it and I was just like, oh God, if this would have been an hour, child, it would have been like watching somebody's paint dry some damn where. Anyway, you guys, the review. Let's get to it, shall we? All right, you guys. So the show starts with Nathan and Issa in bed. They're having pillow talk. Tiffany is moving. She can't believe it. Okay. And Nathan, being the supportive boyfriend, says, well, you know what, babe, now you'll have somebody to visit. And she was like, does that mean that you're coming to visit Denver with me? And he was like, hell no, ain't nothing in Denver that he wants. It looks like Nathan and Issa are settling very well into their new relationship. You know, he's at the house. He's comfortable. He said that he loves waking up with her, going to bed with her. You know, he's got his stuff there. You know, she's wearing his clothes. Like, it's all working out very well. Working out so well that he suggested maybe they should move in together. And she was like, wow, do you think we're ready for that? And he was just like, oh, you know, I don't know, just something to think about. And she says, okay, she'll think about it then. Do you guys think that Nathan and Issa are at a place where they can move in together? Later, we see Koya and Issa. They are at an event that the block has thrown. They've organized. And you know what? MBW are very impressed. Okay, she's doing well. She's connected with the community. She's bringing in this company so that they can also reach out to the community, you know, otherwise haven't been able to tap into these places. The block is helping bridge that gap. Okay. The event is successful. It looks like it's like a fair. They tell her that they're so proud of the work that she's doing that they know for a fact that, you know, MBW is going to want to go into an official partnership with the block. She should be getting that offer soon. I said, look at Issa. Okay, making deals, getting official, you know, offerings and things like that. I mean, totally not the Issa of a couple of seasons ago, which actually I'm very happy. At least, even if her love life might be a wreck, at least her direction of her business is going positively. So that's a good thing to see for Issa because she's getting older. You know, it's time for her to kind of try to pin down a spot for herself, you know, in this whole thing. And it looks like she's getting there. So good for her. So at the event, Nathan is there with his homeboy. And again, he's all supportive, you know, hey, babe. And, you know, she's kissing them and, you know, telling them what they got to do, what they got to eat, what they got to try. You know, it's all a bunch of I love yous. And he's the first to say it, you know, and it's just sort of like, wow, look at this. Nathan is all in. Y'all know that she gonna break his heart, right? Y'all know it's coming. Okay, we'll talk about it in a little bit, but y'all know it's coming. Anyway, also her girls are there to support Kelly and Molly, you know, and they're teasing her like, oh, look at you and Nathan. Like, I mean, for real, in a relationship. Okay, good for them. Issa offers to show them around the exhibit, and Molly gets a message that she is going to be going on another date. I'm assuming it was with Torian. I didn't remember hearing them say what the name was, but I'm assuming that it was Torian. But she says that she needs like some sort of sexual stimulation, if you will, because she's been so stressed out dealing with her family, trying to get that estate settled, you know. And Kelly was like, oh, you know, Kelly's an accountant, remember? So she was like, I could help you. You know, I could come in and help you figure it out. So at least Molly won't be doing that alone. But anyway, you guys, as they are at the event, Koya and Issa, they're going to go put something into the trunk of the car, and Crenshaw is there, and they was like, what the fuck is he doing here? All right, out there by the car. And, he walk up and Koya was like, look, I'm not trying to fight my brothers, but I will. And he was like, no, it's not even on that, He's basically coming to apologize in some small way to Issa, because he said that now he realizes how difficult it can be. He threw an event. He didn't realize how much it was going to be. And she was like, yeah, it can be a lot, and he was just like, now he's got all this vision. He feels like he and Issa really, could, if they can get back together, they could really do some things together, and that, I guess it's just up to Issa if she's going to take this chance on Crenshaw now. I mean, it's clear that Crenshaw is established in the community, or that people have their eye on him. So he would be a good addition to the block. But, when you cross me in a way like that, like I'm no longer going to trust you, so that's like something that I would be like, I don't know about that, because you really did give me problems for a little while. But anyway, she told him that she would think about it. Koya was like, look at him coming up in here apologizing with his sexy ass. Yeah, that boy still is quite, he is still quite the cutie. Okay, how old is he, y'all? 23, 24, Charlie, he just a baby. Anyway, once Issa gets back home, okay, well, the email comes through as she's getting ready. She's in the mirror. We see her, her alter ego, which is still Issa, in the other side of the mirror. And she gets that email and she's like, okay, let's see what we got. And yeah, Nothing But Water has offered her the official partnership, and it's racks on racks on racks. Her and herself are celebrating. And yeah, Issa's about to do the damn thing. Then, you guys, the show fast forwards to Issa as she is working in the position, as the CEO, I guess, of the block, but also working working in partnership with the block, with Nothing But Water. And she's out there doing the damn thing, you guys. She is crushing it. She's totally in her bag. She's successful. We got new Issa, new hair, okay, confident, okay, just really heading it and doing very well. We even see her in first class, okay, and when she looks over, there go Ty Dolla $ign. And he was just like, yeah, I'm on my way back to LA, because he's going to be working with Crenshaw. And she was just like, oh, Crenshaw, And considering this is 2 years down the line, it kind of made me feel like, okay, she must not have gotten involved with Crenshaw. And maybe now she still has that very small little tiny bit of regret that she didn't, even considering that Ty Dolla $ign is, a big artist, and he is working with Crenshaw now. So, but she doesn't let it bother her too much. She goes home. Nathan is there. Okay, ever the supportive boyfriend. He's kissing her, and, they're happy. And then while they're kissing, Issa asked him, when did we move here? And he said, remember, we moved last year. You wanted to be closer to NBW. And I was like, what is this? Why is she asking them this? That's when I finally realized that, okay, this must be a dream. And sure enough, it was a dream. And she was back in the mirror with her, herself. And I was just like, oh, it's too good to be true. Okay. But then when I saw Issa and I saw like the long hair, Issa's always wearing her hair very natural. Like, I was like, I don't know if that was even the Issa that we are used to. Is that the Issa that she would become? Like, is that the Issa that she would even want to become? So anyway, that was a scenario that could have happened in the future, I guess. But back to reality, she gets an email from Crenshaw. Okay. And she's like, what does he want? Okay. Crenshaw is determined to get back and working with Issa. So she meets with him, and he is taking her around. He shows her the event space, what he thinks can happen if the block and him got back together. And of course, she's still not really sure, again, she's going to think about it, but turns out that she decides to go on and work with Crenshaw. Now, they go back and forth so much on this episode that I couldn't really 100% tell what was the reality and what was the dream. So I'm not sure if she did work with Crenshaw. Okay, was that actually a dream or was that the reality? I'm pretty sure that this was a dream. Yeah, I actually think that this was a dream because, again, things start going very well. This is a different Issa, though, more so in the community, not traveling around, not in Miami, not all over the place, but a community-based, more local, successful Issa. I mean, even gets the keys to Inglewood City. Okay, it's now Issa Wood. And so, yeah, doing well again. I'm sure she's imagining this or just maybe visualizing it. Then I was like, oh yeah, this is a dream, because when she said that she's getting the key to the city for being a bad bitch, I was like, what council person is going to be saying that in their speech? Even if it is Inglewood. But anyway, it still was kind of confusing if you weren't really paying attention. So anyway, she goes home and Nathan is still there and he's still very proud of his girl, you know, and you got the keys to the city and all of that, you know, she's smiling, she's proud. And then the weird thing is, while she's talking to Nathan, when she goes in the other room, when she comes back out, well, we don't see Nathan anymore and we hear Lawrence's voice when Lawrence said that he was proud of her. And she was just like, wait a minute, what? Turns around and it's Lawrence, and he was just like, yeah, you know, you did what you wanted to do and look at where you are now. And he's leaning over as if he's going to kiss her. And she's just sort of backing up like, what the fuck? And so I was just like, okay, so that was a dream as well. And she's back in the mirror talking to herself. Okay, Lawrence was in the dream. She doesn't even know why. It's because you have unfinished business with Lawrence. It's clear that you are still in love with Lawrence. You were trying to force this relationship with Nathan. And it's clear that she's not 100% in with Nathan, because every time he proposes something or wants to do something, everything is just sort of like, oh, are you think we're okay? You know, we're ready for that? Or, oh, do you really want to do that? Or, oh, it's like she's still not sure-footed in that relationship. And Nathan is so 100% in. Like, who would have known that he would be up here throwing around I love yous and being the supportive boyfriend and coming to everything and doing all of that. And this is exactly what Issa wanted in a relationship, I'm sure, but is it with the right person? You know, she's going to break his heart. Child, it's coming. She is going to break his heart. I still don't know if she's going to be with Lawrence. I don't see that happening. But Nathan technically is the rebound. And I just see it coming, you guys. I see it coming. Even the mirror Issa tells her that maybe there's a voice in the back of your head that's telling you that you're not done with Lawrence. And she was like, you're the voice in the back of my head. And did you see what that was like? Whatever she said. Those two are so funny. We are gonna miss the Issa versus Issa, you know, the Issa in the mirror versus the reality Issa. That is definitely like one of her little staples. I'm gonna miss that about the show. Now, let's jump over to Molly. So Molly is trying to get this estate situation settled with her parents. Now, you guys know her mom had the stroke, but her mom looks good now. She's back healthier. You know, she's recovering well. She's talking and everything. And we got the family there together and Kelly. And we're going to try to get this estate situation settled. All right. Now, the dad is not really he ain't really wanting to do this. I think the dad might be a little ashamed of the fact that he, like he said, he worked 50 years, okay, took care of his family, and now it's time for him to retire. And, you know, he's in his older ages, and he feels like he doesn't have really much to show for it. He drained pretty much their 401k because he had to pay the mom's medical bills. And, you know, so the dad is disillusioned or, you know, just kind of bummed about the whole thing. Molly is trying to help him get through this. And then we've got Kelly there, who actually is probably good, because Molly is so serious and so kind of intense on everything that Kelly kind of gives that levity. Kelly is she's funny, you know, she puts people at ease, she can make them laugh. It's clear that the mom and Kelly are getting along just well. And, you know, Molly's brothers, they just really are just there because they're family, but they don't really contribute anything. So it's really Kelly and Molly that's trying to get this done. Good thing, you know, they finally get it done. It's nighttime by the time they do get it done. But Kelly was able to get, I guess, the account set up and, you know, all the paperwork or whatever. So the parents are happy about that. So when Kelly leaves, you know, they thank Molly for, you know, just kind of sitting with them and getting them through it, you know, staying on them to make sure that it's done. And you know, Molly is grateful that she's there, just that she was able to help her parents. But of course, it's a lot. It's a lot to realize that your parents are getting older. Your parents' finances might not be where, you know, anybody hoped they would be. Like the father said, to work all those years and not have much to show for it. I mean, I'm sure that is tough on families and, you know, on the man of the house who's, you know, always wanted to be the one to be able to take care of his family. So it's a lot, you know. So when Molly goes to her car, she's in her car, she just looks at the house and she starts crying. Like, it's just too many emotions. And when the phone rings, she looks and she sees that it's Torian calling her. And he was like, okay, I'm about to get off. I'm on my way to pick you up. You know, what you feeling like eating? What you feeling like drinking? Like he's about to be on his way. And she was just like, I just had an emotional day with my family. Like, I already know I'm not going to be good company. So he was just like, fine. You know, he understood. You know, if you want to talk about it, he's here. I said, look at this Torian. Like, the Torian who's been the asshole for 4 fucking seasons. And now we get this one. Okay. If Molly don't end up with Torian, I know something. That's all I know. Torian is very understanding, and that's exactly what Molly needed at the time because, you know, Molly is still very upset about what just went down that whole day with her parents and Kelly and everybody else. So she goes on home. Issa calls her, and she tells her how she is spiraling. And so she explains to her the situation with MBW, with Crenshaw. It's just like, should she go, like, you know, global with MBW? This is a big established company. Will she be, you know, are they going to consider her selling out if she does go with NBW, or should she work with, you know, the more grassroots Crenshaw, who's more tapped into the community, you know, more so of what I think was her original plan? You know, is she losing sight of what she wanted to do initially for the community, for like the bigger picture? So she's talking to Molly about that. And Molly is able to give her some perspective and tell her that maybe there's no real right decision. It's just whichever one that you know, go with your heart, basically, because it'll probably work out best. You know, it'll probably work out okay with either decision that you make. Okay, so just really try to tap in and figure out what you want. So, you know, Molly gives her some good advice. And so later on that evening, she is with Nathan. And again, it's all love, and they're going to have dinner and, you know, I guess settle in for the night. She's talking about, you know, what's been going on with her day and all. And the next thing we know, we hear Lawrence's voice again. And she turns around. Of course, this is Nathan she's supposed to be talking to, but she keeps on hearing Lawrence's voice. She turns around and Nathan walks out the room like, you know, hey, babe. And she's just sort of like, oh, all right. And, you know, this whole omnipresence of Lawrence, that's why I keep on telling you guys that it's very clear that she is going to break Nathan's heart. Because even if her and Lawrence don't make it together, I just don't think that she's 100% in with Nathan. You wouldn't be 100% in with somebody if you are still thinking about somebody else, okay? In the ideal situation is when you get in a relationship and everything is really good, then that should put all of the past relationships, the past failed relationships, out of your mind, because now you're on something that is promises to be successful. So her and Nathan are not going to make it. Like, I just really feel like the letdown is coming. And she's going to have to at least have this conversation with Lawrence before she can move forward in any kind of way, because it's just still too much in the air, I guess, according to Issa. Still too much shit that's been unsaid. So, I mean, we'll see, but yeah, poor Nathan. Okay, finally makes a decision to be the stand-up boyfriend, and it's gonna be a letdown, y'all. All right, you guys, that is it. Let me get off of here. Power will be up later on today. I've got to get my damn iPad charged. This thing that died while I'm out here, so I don't have my notes. So yeah, I'll do it later. You guys will see it later, okay? Make sure that you rate, comment, and subscribe to the channel. I'm itsrox. The channel is itsrox. Everything else I do will be in the bottom bar. All right. So I hope that you have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your day, and I plan on doing the same. Till next time, rock stars. Bye.